Hello everyone, this is Harshika.
Hello everyone, I am Alok.
Hello everyone, I am Sanket Lakhani.
Hello everyone, my name is Chiranjeev.
Hello everyone, I am Pandu Ranga Rao.
Hello everyone, this is Anurag Verma. Greetings.
This is Team Veer Narayan Singh, and we are back with yet another video on our self thought project with the topic
Indian education,
System.
Its flaws.
and limitations.
What do you understand from these numbers? Well, these are the numbers that govern most of the things in the world, even your day to day life. Let me explain. According to a survey, if you own a business, around 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of the customers. Similarly, according to a study conducted on gyms, 80% of muscle is built by 20% of the reps. The same logic can be applied to India and its broken education system. Ideally, education to teach us critical 20% of skills that drive 80% of the real world success. Instead, our system burdens us with content they might never use, making education inefficient. Education is something that is enrooted deep into a society. In the same way survival was given importance in the early ages, something so important should not be neglected as something secondary and should be given utmost importance and priority. In this video, we will uncover the flaws in our education system and explore its impact. To truly understand the Indian education system, we need to rewind to its colonial roots. During British rule, the education system was designed with a clear objective to produce a workforce of clerks, accountants, and low level administrators who could follow orders and maintain records and serve the empire's bureaucratic machinery. It wasn't about nurturing creativity, innovation, or independent thought. It was all about creating loyal and compliant workers. One of the most glaring impacts of this strategy still remains embedded in our system, and that is rote learning. Rote learning is the act of memorizing information through repetition without necessarily understanding its meaning or context. Let's face it, most of us have experienced it. Think about it. How often were we told to memorize definitions, historical dates, or formulas, word for word, to score full marks in our exams? In the words of Albert Einstein, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. While this approach might help students ace exams, it has little to do with cultivating critical thinking or problem solving abilities. Skills that are essential in the real. For instance, a student may memorize all the steps to solve a quadratic equation, but might struggle to understand how these equations apply to physics or economics. Similarly, when a kid wants to do something other than his day to day rote learning routine, he has to face a judgment of society and sometimes even his own parents. See, parents play a big role in development of a child's career. However, because of the generational gap and the world they faced when they were young, parents rarely ever allow their kids to do something that has a risk factor attached to it and always make their kids take a route that everyone else is following. As the saying goes, a tried and tested method is always the way to go. Science offers valuable insight into how we truly learn. Cognitive psychology highlights that simply memorizing facts, rote learning, does not guarantee deep understanding or long term retention, while recalling information might create an illusion of mastery. It often fails to promote meaningful knowledge or the ability to apply concepts in real world contexts. Instead, research emphasizes the importance of active learning strategies, which engage students in critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration techniques such as discussing concepts, teaching others, or applying knowledge to new scenarios foster deeper learning and retention. One widely recognized framework in education psychology, Bloom's taxonomy, categorizes into six hierarchical levels: remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Rote memorization predominantly addresses the first level, remembering, which involves basic recall of information. However, this level represents only the foundation of effective learning.
Robust education systems should focus on advancing learners through the higher level of Bloom's taxonomy. For instance, applying involves using knowledge in practical situations, while creating requires synthesizing ideas to produce original work. Active learning supports these higher levels by promoting cognitive engagement. When students analyze a problem, evaluate multiple solutions, or create a novel project, they move beyond surface level memorization and develop transferable skills. For example, teaching others not only reinforces understanding but also demands clarity of thought and communication. Similarly, solving complex problems foster critical thinking and adaptability. The implications for education are profound, emphasizing active learning methods and designing curricula that encourage higher order thinking can prepare students for dynamic and uncertain futures.
Success in our system is often compared with achieving high scores on exams. However, this definition of success is very limited because these exams are only available narrow range of abilities such as memory recall and ability of work under the pressure. This fails to access the critical skills such as creativity, problem solving, or emotional intelligence, which are essential for the real world context. JEE Advanced exam is the one of toughest entrance exam globally. This is the example of the education system. Comparing on filtering rather than the nurturing talent, it is the complicated structure of intents. Competition are designed to identify the small fraction of candidates, often prioritizing the performance under the pressure over holistic learning or creativity. Students are often pushed to their limits by making the giving 6 hours long exam. The test are ability to recall the knowledge they are accumulated throughout their multi-years long preparation. This high stakes environment places immense the stress on the study. The pressure is success to often take a toll on the mental health, with some individual facing anxieties, burned out, even tragic outcomes. Instead of fostering of a love for learning and invocation, such exams are reduced education to directness, pursuit a rank and scores. This shifted towards a more cooperative and inclusive approaches the clouds better than the students, ensuring they thrive both academically and emotionally. It is a counter for this. The government recently passed the new policy on the education. The National Education Policy 2020 or NEP 20 is a short. In this policy, involved strictly integration of a value-based education into curriculum, aiming to install the ethical reasoning, traditional Indian values, and the fundamental constitutional values like seva, ahimsa, and satya in the students across the all level of education. Come back to the topic. Scientific studies indicates that stress significantly impair a long memory formation, while cramming under the pressure might be a students with a performance well in test. It does not graduate to retention or a deep understanding of knowledge. This reveals critical limits of our education system. It is reward a short-term memorization over the genuine learning, and this result of student often lack of conceptual clarity. Without a strong foundation of understanding, learners struggle to adapt the knowledge to novel problems or create a solutions, ultimately hiding the progresses in a field that required a critical thinking and creativity. New courses of in a curriculum in India are working to solve this problem. A system is focused on the prominently clarity, curiosity, intelligent, critical engagement that would be better prepare the student in meaningful solution contribution to society.
Certainly, let's dive deeper into the issue of inequality in education in India and how this law can offer a lens to understand the disparities in the system. In India, one of the world's largest and most diverse countries, education is far from uniform. The gap between urban and rural schools has long been a topic of concern. Urban schools, often in metropolitan cities, tend to have better infrastructure, modern classrooms, well trained teachers, libraries, sports facilities, and access to technology. These schools are often able to attract significant government funding and donations from private organizations. In contrast, rural schools, particularly in remote or underdeveloped areas, face an entirely different set of challenges. They often lack even the most basic resources, such as qualified teachers, electricity, proper sanitation, or even basic classroom furniture. In some cases, students study in overcrowded classrooms with minimal teaching materials. This is where Zipf's law comes in. Zipf's law is a principle that originates from linguistics, but it can be applied to various fields, including education and economics. Essentially, Zipf's law states that in any system or distribution, a small number of elements will dominate the larger part of the system. In the case of India's education system, a small number of top tier schools and universities, mostly in urban areas, receive the lion's share of resources, attention, and government support. Now, we must recognize that education should be a right, not a privilege. The solution to this inequality requires systematic changes. In conclusion, the education system in India, like many other sectors, suffers from a deep rooted inequality. The principle of Zipf's law illustrates how a small number of top schools dominate, while the majority of schools continue to struggle. This imbalance exacerbates socio-economic inequalities and prevents opportunities they deserve. To rectify this, we must focus on equal distribution of resources, prioritize the education of children in rural areas, and embrace technology as a means to level the playing field. Only then we can ensure that education becomes a right, not a privilege.
Today I have Vickey Sir with me here, and I'm going to ask him some questions about the Indian education system. So, Vickey Sir, do you think that the Indian education system encourages creativity and critical thinking in students?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would like to say Indian education system, if we compare the two periods, before and after. So before that, before we can say the introduction of the globalization, before the introduction of this technology, before the introduction of all these kind of privatization and all the great teachers we can say.
Right.
Before, okay, the Indian education system, okay, it talked about there was pedantic rote learning. But nowadays, we are of course fostering the students to go for the critical thinking, as well as they are into the world of competition. They are being competent in all walks of life.
Right.
And we are creating leaders. We are creating critical thinkers. And they are very creative in the all spheres of life, be it family, be it engineering, medical, in all spheres of life. They are very creative, yeah.
So, do you think that the education system in Finland that follows the rule of like every subject is elective? You don't have to study like every subject in there. You have to choose what you want to study. So, do you think that India should adopt that kind of system? Or
Yeah, India is adopting, but not in the initial level. In the elementary school level, okay, we are given some subjects, and we have to follow the subjects set by the
Yes.
Indian system. And now we have the NEP. We are following those systems.
Right,
I believe
NEP.
that in the upcoming years there will be many more policies, not only NEP. We are upgrading these policies in the college system and even in university system. We have this kind of these elections of the elective subjects, okay,
Right.
elections of these subjects given to us. And we have the multiple options. We can opt any subject
Any
as per
subject,
our
yeah.
choice, yeah.
Yes. So, do you think that the schools that are doing this in Finland, they and many of them think like Finland has become the world leader in education, right?
Yes.
So many believe that the children in Finland that are studying in the schools, many think that they are like at the top of their creativity level because of the education system in Finland.
Yeah.
They have zero attendance policy there. Do you think that Indian schools, Indian private, be it private or government, should they adopt that policies also? Like similarly copy the whole Finland system and keep it in
No,
India?
see, we cannot copy the whole system.
Right.
We cannot copy. It's not like copy and paste. As the situation is that in India we are unity in diversity.
Indian
We
diversity.
are, yeah, the first point we cannot forget. We have the multiple political party system.
Yes.
We have many states. We have many cultures. So it's like unity in diversity that's there. So we cannot copy the same socio-political scenario of Finland in India?
In India.
Yeah,
That's
it
very true.
depends.
Yes.
It depends. India was initially, of course, the agrarian land. It was the business land. All right, now we are like, of course, fostering the students. We are giving the space for students to go up. All right. And of course, they are like, you can see the Indian students that they are going overseas. Yeah, they're going outside of India. And of course, they are hosting the flags of India.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not like that we can copy. And so if we copy, we'll become the Finland.
That's true.
Yeah. That means
won't be India
back in the mind, okay, we will have the mentality that we are like thinking the way Finland people they are thinking.
Yes.
We have to keep our own cultures, own system intact. We have to make our own belief system that we have to create students who are very creative,
Right.
and as well as they are very critical in their thinking pattern.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So to expand more upon the westernization of India, do you think like back when we were colonized by the British, do you think that has impacted any of our Indian education system?
Yeah, of course. 1835, Macaulay introduced the system called Macaulay Minute.
Right.
Yeah, introduction of English education in India. So it has impacted. Okay, see what Tagore says, Rabindranath Tagore, he has given a very strong and poignant point. He talks about that we have to retain our own cultural system. We have to retain our own knowledge system. We can adopt Western education, okay, but we cannot forget our own system.
That's true.
We cannot completely imitate, as I said, in the context of Finland. So we have to be very much conscious about it, what we are adopting and what we are retaining.
Yes.
Okay. If these two are going parallelly, of course, we can rock.
Of
Yeah.
course. So if we implement the education system in Finland, for example, in metro cities where they have already implemented the westernized idea, then it probably will be successful. But if we try to implement in more rural areas, the people will struggle to adapt to that system, right?
Yes.
It will.
The point is that Indian educators, what they have to do, they have to educate the students in such a way that they will become leaders in all spheres of life. And once they are leaders, what does a leader do? A leader goes place to place, okay, and they create leaders.
Create more
Remember our legends.
Right.
They used to go place to place. Okay, they were the real educators. If we go to a rural land and if we can educate someone, you are a leader. And what you are doing that, you are making someone a leader who will become like you after some day.
That's true.
So that's called creativity and critical thinking. Creativity means whatever you are learning, whether what you are adding in the different way, that different edge in thinking pattern, that's called creativity.
That's creativity.
Yeah, that's called creativity. That means I have learned painting, I have learned how to solve this particular problem, but adding my own problem that will enhance and ease, that will take a very less time to create these things.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that we are talking about AI. That's a wonderful example of a human mental faculty. You see, what's the creative mind? You are thinking of something, you are saying something. That's called creativity, the technology.
Right.
It's not possible without this creativity and the critical pattern. So we are like we are on the way. We are on the way. As a developing nation, we are on the way. And soon we will become not only in the section of economy, in the context of economy, we are going to be the top leaders. Okay, even in education. Okay, yeah. It's of course, the fire has ignited.
Fire is ignited.
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, I believe that was a good interview with a lot of insights on the Indian education system, and we should conclude it there. Thank you, Vickey Sir.
Thank you.
Hello,
Your name?
I am Maheshwar Yadav.
Our question is, do you think mental health and well-being of students are adequately addressed?
No, I don't think mental health is is very applied in our education system. In our education system, no importance is given to mental health. Only physical health is given importance. Mental health is equally important. Recently, we have seen the case of Sanket Rajpur. He was a very qualified engineer, but due to mental health, he committed suicide. So, our education should focus on mental health also and provide a curriculum that should include mental health and related diseases so we can tackle it better in the future. Thank you.
Sir, how do you think physical health is also addressed?
Physical health is mainly addressed through physical education classes, but no importance is given to mental health. I mean, there are classes for games but there are no classes for mental health. No information is given to mental health.
Okay, sir, thank you.
अच्छा, मैं डॉक्टर हिना चावड़ा, वैल्यू एजुकेशन पढ़ाती हूँ मैं, और साथ में एक साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलर भी हूँ। है ना, आपको क्या पूछना है पूछो।
मैम, तो आपसे एक सवाल था, क्या आपको लगता है कि जो इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम है उसमें मेंटल हेल्थ और मेंटल वेल बीइंग स्टूडेंट्स का परफेक्टली एड्रेस हो रहा है कि नहीं, कि कुछ कमियां रह गई?
कमियां तो है, काफ़ी सारी कमियां हैं। आप देखोगे तो स्कूल और कॉलेज एजुकेशन को अगर आप देखोगे तो उसमें लगभग जो है प्रोफेशनल स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन है, जॉब के लिए एजुकेशन है ना। जबकि एजुकेशन जो है वो किसको चाहिए, ह्यूमन बीइंग को चाहिए। और ह्यूमन बीइंग की जो नीड है वो दो तरह की है, एक फिजिकल और एक इमोशनल नीड। तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारा जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है वो फिजिकल नीड फुलफिल करता है। मीन्स हमको मनी पावर चाहिए तो वो मनी पावर, पोजीशन पावर, ये सब जो है उससे हमको फिजिकल नीड पूरी हो जाती है। लेकिन हमारी जो इमोशनल साइकोलॉजिकल नीड है वो पैसे से पूरा नहीं होगा, वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग से पूरा होगा, है ना। तो हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम में ये बहुत बड़ी कमी है कि हमको जो है केवल कहना चाहिए कि फिजिकल नीड पूरी हो, ऐसा जॉब के लिए या प्रोफेशनल स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन है, इंटरपर्सनल स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन नहीं है, सॉफ्ट स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन नहीं है, जिससे कि ह्यूमन बीइंग या स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो अपने बारे में, अपने लाइफ के बारे में जान सके और हैप्पी फैमिली, हैप्पी रिलेशनशिप के साथ वो जी पाए। वो अपने एजुकेशन में मिसिंग है, कम नहीं है।
तो मैम, जैसे ये लिमिटेशन है, आपको क्या लगता है कि इस लिमिटेशन को ओवरकम करने के लिए हम लोग, गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना चाहिए?
गवर्नमेंट को ये करना चाहिए कि उनका जो एजुकेशन जो सिलेबस है, उनके जो बुक्स हैं उसको, और उनका जो टीचर एजुकेशन का जो सिस्टम है इसको अपडेट करना पड़ेगा। क्योंकि उनको खुद को देखना पड़ेगा कि पर्पस क्या है एजुकेशन का। कहीं ना कहीं हैप्पीनेस ही है, प्रॉस्पेरस लाइफ ही है, तो ये फुलफिल नहीं हो रहा है, ये उनको भी पता है, है ना। तो ये उनको अपडेट करना पड़ेगा कि ये जो पढ़ा रहे हैं उसमें ह्यूमन वैल्यू बेस्ड या मेंटल है वेलबींग बेस्ड या ह्यूमन स्टडी बेस्ड सिलेबस जो है वो बुक में ऐड करना पड़ेगा। तब जा कर के जो है स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो दोनों पढ़ेंगे, प्रोफेशनल स्किल और सॉफ्ट स्किल दोनों पढ़ेंगे। तो दोनों पढ़ेंगे तो वो अपने बॉडी की नीड के लिए पैसा भी कमाएगा और अपनी मेंटल नीड जो है, हैप्पीनेस है, उसके लिए उनको अंडरस्टैंडिंग रहेगी, तो म्यूचुअल बॉन्डिंग रहेगी फैमिली फ्रेंड रिलेशनशिप में। तो ये उसको ये ठीक करने की ज़रूरत है। तो गवर्नमेंट इस पर कर सकती है क्योंकि फ्लेक्सिबल रहता है अपना एजुकेशन सिस्टम। उसमें हम वैसे भी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी जो है 2020, उसमें ये कहा भी गया है कि ह्यूमन वैल्यूज़, वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन को ऐड किया जाए, तो वो इजीली कर सकते हैं, है ना। अगर वो इसको प्रायोरिटी दे, इस पर असल से गंभीरता से अगर ध्यान दे तो। क्योंकि उनको भी पता है कि स्टूडेंट जो है वो कितना भी पढ़ा लिखा इंसान हो, कितनी बड़ी बड़ी डिग्रियां ले, लेकिन उस एजुकेशन ये गारंटी नहीं दे पा रहा है कि आपका प्लेसमेंट होगा ही, या आप हैप्पी लाइफ जियोगे ही, आप कभी डिप्रेशन में नहीं जाओगे, आप हमेशा कॉन्फिडेंस में रहोगे, ये गारंटी तो एजुकेशन दे नहीं रहा। सुसाइड रेट बढ़ रहा है, प्रॉब्लम बढ़ रही है, तो क्या पढ़ रहे हैं हम, है ना। पढ़ के भी हम डिप्रेशन में जा रहे हैं, हायर डिग्री लेकर के भी डिप्रेशन में जा रहे हैं, सुसाइडल अटेम्प्ट हो रहे हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ रहे हैं। तो कमी तो है, उसको ठीक कर सकता है अगर उस पर सीरियसली ध्यान दे। और बहुत जगह ये प्रोसेस चालू भी हो गया है कि सभी स्कूल कॉलेज में जो सिलेबस को अपडेट किया जाए और उसमें ह्यूमन वैल्यूज़, ह्यूमन स्टडी भी कराई जाए।
मैम, जैसे हमारे कॉलेज में वैल्यू एजुकेशन करके एक सब्जेक्ट आया गया, तो उसमें भी कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट ला सकते हैं उसके कोर्स और करिकुलम में, कि अभी जैसे वो परफेक्ट है?
देखो, अभी जो वैल्यू एजुकेशन दिया जा रहा है वो केवल फर्स्ट ईयर में दिया जा रहा है ना। कोई भी नॉलेज जो है वो कुछ ही क्लास हो और स्टूडेंट्स को वो उससे वो कोई बहुत बेनिफिट मिल जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है। इस तरह की जो क्लास है, अगर इसका बेनिफिट लेना है तो ये फर्स्ट ईयर से फाइनल ईयर सभी ईयर में होना चाहिए, है ना। ये बहुत कम है, केवल आप कुछ एक सेमेस्टर में बस ऐड करने से ये स्टूडेंट्स में ह्यूमन वैल्यूज़ डेवलप हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है ना। अगर आप कोई भी चीज़ को समझ रहे हो तो उसको 4-5 साल में चीज़ें समझ में आती है ना, धीरे धीरे आती है। तो आप अगर यहाँ और उसको बेहतर बेस्ट करना है तो हर साल इसको वैल्यू एजुकेशन को पढ़ाया जाए, है ना। तो ये बहुत ज़बरदस्त रिजल्ट देगा। अभी थोड़े से भी अच्छा रिजल्ट दे रहा है, नहीं दे रहा है ऐसा नहीं है, पर और अच्छा रिजल्ट इसमें मिलेगा।
यस मैम,
ऐसा।
ठीक है मैम, थैंक यू। इतने ही सवाल।
The phrase engineer, doctor, or failure represents the idea that many people believe that the only valuable careers are in science, technology, engineering, and medicine. This mindset often leads people to ignore or undervalues other fields like arts, humanities, and vocational skills. As a result, many students and young adults feel pressured to choose STEAM careers even if they are more interested in other areas. In countries like Finland, however, education focused on a more well-rounded approach. Their students learn both academic subjects and creative skills, which helps them grow as individuals with diverse talents. This balanced approach encourages students to explore a wide range of interests and doesn't push them into join just one path. But in countries like India, if you don't go to STEM field, there can be feeling or failure or disappointment from family or society. This mindset limits opportunities for students who might be more interested in pursuing careers in arts, design, or trades like carpentry or plumbing. The issue with this is that creativity is becoming more important in the world today. As technology advances, more jobs are being done by machines. Robots can perform many tasks, but they can't think creatively or come up with new ideas. Creativity is something that humans still do better than machines. If we focus only on STEM subjects and ignore the arts and creative fields, we risk creating a workforce that is only capable of following instructions and not thinking outside the box. Furthermore, our brains often lead us to believe that STEAM is the safe or best path because of social pressure or stereotypes. This is cognitive biases, our tendency to believe certain things without questioning them. But this way of thinking limits us. We need all kind of skills in the world, and creativity is one of most valuable ones. By nurturing creativity, we can build a further that's not only about technology and data, but also about original ideas and motivation. This balance is crucial for progress in an increasingly automated world.
What should the ideal education system look like? An ideal education system is one that evolves to meet the needs of students, society, and the future workforce. It doesn't stay static forever and always changes us to adapt to the surroundings. So, logistically speaking, the education in Finland probably will not fit with most of the areas in India because of its vast diversity. For instance, the system, when integrated into metro cities in India, would probably succeed because of the already Western mentally they have there. Integrate the same in rural areas, and you will face many problems related to the discipline, infrastructure, funding, etc. Let us expand more Finland's education system, which has managed to come very close to the idea of ideal education system. In Finland, formal schooling begins at the age of 7, with early education heavily centered around play-based learning. This approach helps develop creativity, problem-solving skills, and social interaction at a young age. Through play, children explore concepts like teamwork, negotiation, and innovation in a neutral and enjoyable way. For example, a group of children might build a model city using blocks, learning basic principles of engineering, collaboration, and design in the process. Finnish school also emphasize a low stress environment where students are not burdened with excessive homework or high stake exam. This reduction in pressure giving students the mental space to explore their interest and think creatively. Students are encouraged to collaborate on projects, ask questions, and pursue their passions. For instance, art and music are given equal importance alongside mathematics and science, allowing students to express themselves and develop their creative talent. The Finnish model
produce students who are not only academically competent but also creative, independent thinkers. They are equipped with skills to adapt to a rapidly changing world, such as the ability to analyze problems or purpose solution and collaborate effectively. This emphasis on creativity and critical thinking is one reason Finland consistently ranks high in global education benchmark, despite spending fewer hours in the classroom than many other countries. The example of Finland and its education system, which grew with its surrounding and adapted to its students' demand, is a great one to follow when nation building. It probably will not succeed at first and would feel a bit lacking, but give it for some time and it always prevails.
Hello everyone. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching till the end. As you can see, everyone is packing up right now. And make sure to like, subscribe, and press the notification bell. And at the end, goodbye.
Bye. मार दे भाई, सारा मिच्छड़ को मार दे। रुक भाई, गिरा।
चिरंजीव पॉकेट
Chiranjeev.
killers.
Put down the driver. Put down the gun, sir.
गन।
अरे गन देखना, मिनी ड्राफ्ट देखना। अरे ब्लॉगर